The forest was a peaceful place, filled with the sound of birds singing and the rustling of the leaves. But one day, a meeting was arranged between two of the forest's inhabitants, a fox and a wolf. They had a plan in mind, one that would change the forest forever. The two animals, a fox and a wolf, met in the woods one day. The fox had heard rumors of a strange discovery in the area and was eager to investigate the wolf. On the other hand, was more skeptical and wanted to be sure of the facts before getting involved. After much discussion, the two animals decided to explore the area together. They ventured deep into the woods, following a winding path that led them to a mysterious clearing. As they continued their journey through the woods, the two animals stumbled upon a strange sight in the clearing. There was a small wooden hut, which seemed to have been recently built. The animals were curious and decided to investigate further. To their surprise, they found that the hut was filled with various tools and supplies, enough to sustain them for a long period of time. The fox had a plan to get the food they needed. He suggested that they should sneak into the farmer's barn at night and steal the food. The fox thought that this would be the best way to get the food without being seen or caught by the farmer. He was confident that they could execute the plan without any trouble. The wolf was intrigued by the fox's idea and agreed to go along with it. He knew that if they were successful, they would be able to get the food they needed. He also saw it as an opportunity to protect his family from the threat of starvation. With the wolf's agreement, the plan was set, and the two animals set out to make their mission a success. The wolf and the fox agreed on a plan to get the food from the farmer's house. They would sneak into the house at night and take whatever they could find. The fox would distract the farmer while the wolf snuck in to grab the food. With the plan in place, the two animals set off to the farmer's house, determined to get the food they needed. The adventurers had finally made it to the edge of the enchanted forest. After a long and arduous journey, they were finally ready to start their journey into the unknown. With a deep breath, they stepped forward, ready to face whatever the forest had to offer. Little did they know, they were about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. The sun was setting and the forest began to come alive with the sound of chirping birds and rustling leaves. The trees seemed to whisper secrets as the wind blew through them, and the shadows of the night cast a mysterious glow on the foliage. As I ventured deeper into the forest, I could feel a magical presence that seemed to be calling me, beckoning me further into its depths. After entering the forest, the adventurers were amazed to discover a world of magical creatures everywhere they looked. They saw fantastical creatures of all shapes and sizes, from the tiny fairies flitting around the trees to the majestic unicorns grazing in the meadow. It was a sight to behold. As they explored further, they were greeted by friendly elves who welcomed them to the magical kingdom. They shared stories of the magical creatures that lived in the forest, and the adventurers were eager to meet them. As the adventurers ventured deeper into the forest, they began to sense a strange presence. Suddenly, a voice spoke to them from the shadows. warning them of the dangers that lay ahead. It spoke of creatures that could not be seen, and of a cave that held a powerful secret. The adventurers were apprehensive, but determined to continue their journey. And the voice faded away. The strange warning left the group feeling uneasy, but they had come too far to turn back. Now they continued on, pushing through the dense foliage until they found themselves in front of a dark and mysterious cave. As they stepped inside, a chill ran down their spines. It was clear that this was the Cave of Secrets, and they were about to discover something magical. Exploring the Cave of Secrets, I was amazed to find that the walls were covered with ancient symbols and runes. I cautiously touched one of the symbols and was suddenly filled with a warm energy. I had discovered the source of the mysterious magic I had been searching for. I could feel the power surging through me, and I knew that I had to learn how to use it to help the people of my village. The adventurers set off on their quest, determined to uncover the secrets of the Cave of Secrets with the ancient symbols and runes as their guide. They ventured deep into the enchanted forest. As they ventured deeper, they encountered all sorts of magical creatures, each warning them of the dangers that lay ahead. Despite the warnings, the adventurers continued on their journey, determined to help the people of their village. The search for the lost treasure had begun, and the adventurers had to unravel the clues to find the prize. They scoured ancient texts, consulted knowledgeable sages, and searched the darkest corners of the kingdom. It seemed like a daunting task, but they were determined to find the hidden treasure with each clue they solved. They grew closer to the answer. They were determined to find the lost treasure, no matter the cost. The search for the lost treasure had been difficult and time-consuming, but the adventurers had finally found a clue that seemed to lead to the mysterious portal. With excitement, they followed the winding path and eventually arrived at a large stone door. As they approached, the door slowly opened, revealing a magical portal beyond. With a sense of awe, they stepped inside and were immediately transported to a strange new world. The adventurers arrived at the entrance of the ancient temple after deciphering the clues. They knew the final test was before them. The entrance was guarded by a giant stone statue, which the adventurers had to pass in order to gain access to the inner chambers. The adventurers had to prove their worth by solving the riddle inscribed on the statue. After solving the riddle, the adventurers were granted entry to the temple, where the final challenge awaited them. After a long and arduous journey, the adventurers finally found the lost treasure. After deciphering the clues, they discovered the hidden entrance to the ancient temple. After navigating their way through the winding halls, they found the chamber containing the treasure. After completing the final test, they were granted access to the treasure, which was filled with golden jewels. They had finally found the lost treasure, and their adventure was complete. The adventurers returned home with the lost treasure, feeling a sense of accomplishment for their hard work. Each of them took away valuable lessons and memories from their journey. As they returned to their ordinary lives, they looked back fondly on the adventure that had brought them together, and the bond that had been formed between them, the adventure was over. But they were sure to remember it for the rest of their lives.
If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from us. We'll be bringing you more exciting stories and videos like this one. See you next time.